All right, what's up, family? We got a family video slash a more serious one. Not serious, but serious enough that we'll make you go, nah, this is serious. We're going to title this one, Daycare is Too Damn Expensive. Would you not agree? Daycare, for any and every parent out there, you already trying to work your job or your two jobs, whatever it is. And now, especially if you got newborn children, we know how it all goes. First of all, you got to be careful who you leave your kids with anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to do your research. You got to find a good, adequate daycare that really provides for your kids and that make you happy, right? You feel safe with. But then when you find that daycare, they tell you some ridiculous price that make you be like, what? And it doesn't matter. Even still, that's going to be the word of the day. Let's go with that, ridiculous. Because that's what some of these daycare prices are. Just that, ridiculous. Now, we use that word all the time, but doesn't you really know what it means? You know what it really means? Ridiculous? It means crazy, insane, laughable, humorous. Like, what? Are you crazy?
It's always been ridiculous. Back then and now.
Yeah.
It never changed when it comes to that. By charging babysitters,
Daycare, yeah.
And even when you actually try to find somebody that, like what you say, it's hard to trust somebody. But even when you have somebody that you can actually want at a reasonable price, it's still, you kind of have to work out for whatever, or find that person whatever the amount that you can afford of your paycheck.
For example, let's paint y'all a couple of pictures, because we went through it. That's why we speaking on it.
Yeah.
When we had, matter of fact, we go with that. When we first had our first kid, matter of fact, the first year we barely seen each other, right? Because we had went through a bunch of daycares. We checked this daycare, that daycare. The prices was so ridiculous, it didn't make any sense. We was going to daycares. They was talking about for a whole day, it's going to be $1,600. We was like, what? For the week? Is you crazy? And then when we was fine, then my wife went part-time on her job. So then even we part-time for daycare is only 4 hours. Even for 4 hours, we was coming into daycares that was talking about $800, $900. We was like, yo, she don't even make that much a week. And you think you crazy?
Yeah,
So,
but some people would say, well, why don't you look for family or friends? Let me tell you, even with that, you can't count on your so-called friends or family, because a lot of these families and so-called friends, they're not there for you.
They're not there for you.
They're not even. They don't even want to help you out. So now you find yourself all by yourself.
You're gonna see just how cruel and cold the world really is, because now you got a kid and you don't got that support system. Now you're gonna be like, damn, man, I thought my aunt was gonna help me out, my grandmother, my cousin, whoever, my uncle. And now you like, nah, everybody got excuses. And not only did they got excuses, you'll find out a lot of your families, you don't want them there anyway. But let's get back to the point.
Exactly.
So when we was looking at all these daycares, we was like, yo, we can't afford that. Like a lot of people out there, you be like, I can't afford that. These prices are ridiculous. And you went part-time. I was part-time at my job at the time. And for the first whole year, would you guys believe it? Because the daycare was so ridiculous, for the first whole year, me and my wife, we barely seen each other. We had to make our work schedule work for us, where we were our own daycare. So in other words, my wife would work 7 o'clock in the morning. She'd leave the house at like 6:15, 6:30. She worked early in the morning. She'd get off. She'd be back home about 2 o'clock. She was part-time. She'd get home 2 o'clock. I'm with our newborn baby all day. She'd get home at 2 o'clock. When she get home at 2 o'clock, I would literally be meeting her at the door, giving her the baby, giving her a kiss on the cheek, boom, and then I'm off to work. And now I don't get off work till about, because I had to be working at 2:30. I wasn't getting off work till about 11:30, 12, sometimes 1 in the morning.
Right.
And this is how we did it for a whole year. And I appreciate you, baby, because even though I was getting home, let's say 12:30, 1 o'clock, my wife would still get up, make my breakfast, make my dinner, and still, give me a kiss and then go back to bed, because she got to be up early. But my wife always did it, and I appreciate that.
Yeah,
but we did this for a whole year because we was like, we can't afford the daycare. It's ridiculous. It's no way possible. If we would have tried to pay for that daycare, you would have been giving your whole paycheck up just for daycare.
Yeah.
And then you say, what the heck am I working for? It's ridiculous.
And remember, besides the daycare, we had other responsibilities. We had the mortgage, we had the rent. So
Like, we can't afford this.
unfortunately, you can't say to yourself, well, whatever I make at the job, I'll just pay on the daycare. But everybody got a life. Everybody has their bills. Everybody has to eat. Everybody, and you can't afford.
Now, that was our first child. Now, when we had our second child, now, you know, we moved to a different town, more nicer neighborhood, more affluent neighborhood. And I remember our oldest daughter was in school now. She's in first grade or whatever the case. Now we had our younger daughter, and you still at your job. And now we're looking for daycare again in this affluent neighborhood. Boy, when I tell you the prices, my wife checked out a couple of prices for these places. Watch this, starting $1,500-$1,600 a week. And you got to pay one week in advance, week and a half. So they talking about then at $3,000 you got to put up front. And you gotta pay $1,500 a week. I remember when my wife first told me $1,500 to $1,600, right? When she told me that, the first thing I said, what's that? That's $1,600 a month, right? That's a month, right? So that's $400 a week. She said, nah, babe. They said that's a week. I was like, what the hell? What the hell is wrong with this? Man, what the heck we look like paying something $1,600 a week?
I couldn't believe my ears.
And then they fed you with not the nonsense. This is why they explain why it's so high. They go, well, you got to understand, you know, you're looking for actually some places that was a half a day. I'm telling you, some places that was a half a day. But let's go with the one that was a whole day. The whole day, right? She said, well, you got to understand, your kids are not just being babysitted here. Over here, we have an actual tutoring session that goes on.
We help them with their homework.
We help them with their reading, their writing. We watch educational programs. They get a breakfast, a snack, a lunch, and then another snack. And they're going to be getting educational programming all day, and they'll be getting exercise and everything. We're giving a lot of attention to your kids. I said, that's all good, but $1,600 a week? Is you crazy? It's ridiculous. Like I said, remember, replace the word with ridiculous. When I say, are you crazy? It's like, are you crazy? This is laughable. Are you insane? This is with the $1,600 a week for daycare? But yeah, now like I said, title of the video, daycare prices are, what did I say? Daycare price is ridiculous, yeah. I don't see. I'm so caught up in it. I forgot what the title of the video. Daycare is too damn expensive. Daycare is too damn expensive.
Yeah, but see, when I look at things like that, it's with everything. When you find yourself a business or whatever, overcharging you with something, I'm beginning to really think that we are helping them pay their mortgage, paying them the building, the property, and all that. Because it's ridiculous how they overprice these.
They overprice it so much. You be saying to yourself, I'm in the wrong business. I need to open up a daycare because this is damn ridiculous. How the heck y'all think? I remember this one lady I knew. She went through what we went through, and we wasn't laughing at her. We were trying to laugh with her because she was telling us the price, and we said we know how it is. She said she called up a place. They told her close to $1,000, and that was only for a half a day, meaning 4 hours for 5 days. That's 20 hours. So you can think about it, 4 hours per day for 5 days. That's 20 hours. They was charging her $950. She said $950. What is that? She said what we said. She said, that's for the month? And they said, no, that's for the week, and you got to pay 1 week in advance. Right? We was laughing with her. We said, oh, we know exactly what you're going through. She said, how is somebody going to make it? Now watch it. I'm gonna do simple math for y'all. Let's say you at a job. Let's say the average female out here is at a job making $20 an hour, and she's working part-time at a job. So let's say she's doing 5 hours a day, $20 an hour. That's only $500 a week, and that's actually before taxes. So she probably only bringing home about $390 or something like that, right? So now, you mean to tell me this is the same woman that's go looking to a daycare, and they telling her, oh, you want part-time out? And remember, she worked 5 hours, so she can't even get to 4. So now they're going to try to work out something with her, and then next you know, the price will come to $650. She's like, wait, I don't even make that a week. How I'm supposed to pay you $650 when I'm only bringing home $400 a week?
Exactly.
And I like that other thing you said, something about the pay.
Yeah. Oh, they also go by what you make at your job.
That's what you say. You go.
That they go through your. That's why when there are places where they ask you for actually
Pay stubs and all that.
and they combine that. If you're working and I'm working, they want your pay stub and they want my pay stub, and they put it together, and that's where they make the calculation.
See, now that is really ridiculous, because that is so unfair, because it's like this. How you going to tell me, let's say we got Jonathan over here. Jonathan he's at a job and he makes really good money. Jonathan makes about $1,800 a week. Okay, then you got Mary over here. Mary, she works at Walmart. She only making about $350 a week. You mean to tell me they're going to base it on her pay and his pay, and so she only has to pay $300 a week, but he has to pay $1,500 a week, but both of their kids get the same attention? Both their kids get the same attention? And nah, that don't even make sense. So you're right, because I remember when you told that, because we were stressing. I'm telling y'all, folks, we was really stressing when we first had our first daughter, and we were trying to get a daycare, and then we had our second one. Now we had to figure it out again, because we figured it out on the first one. We just became our own daycare. But on the second one, now I was full-time on my job. She was part-time on her job. I was making a way more substantial amount more money, so I wasn't letting it go. So we had to figure out how we're going to do this. We even came to the point and said, babe, why don't you just leave your job? I'm the sole provider.
It forces some people to really stop working because they can't.
Can't
afford it.
afford
you imagine you have this is only, we're speaking about one child. Do you imagine that there are parents that got 2 or 3 or more kids? How would they make it? How do they make it?
This will have a person really stressed out and like, how the hell I'm supposed to survive in life? This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
I like what you said the other day about the conversation we had. Is that that's why sometimes it's good not to burn bridges with family or friends. Even though you got some family that you are so straight with them, and you got so-called friends that you're good with them, and they're still not there for you. So I kind of make it, but like for the grandmother, the
auntie,
the more elderly
they keep
people,
that family friendship good.
You want to keep in touch and treat them right, because you never know when you're going to need them.
Yeah. How many times you go, Uncle Joe said he want to spend time with his nephew, this and that, and all these daycares so high. I could take him over there. I could take him to my Aunt Shirley's house. I could take him to my grandma's house. Yeah. See, that's when you got family to help you with daycare, it kind of works out good. That's why you keep that family bond good. You keep the respect in that family good. That way you're helping each other out. I'd rather pay my family member money than to pay this daycare. If I love and respect my family, I'd rather pay them. They not gonna rip me off. This daycare, damn, I'm working for the daycare. People can't afford this junk. And back to the family again. Watch this. Because remember, I had a couple of family members that I just knew it was all good. I could ask such and such. She always got kids at the house. And then I found out all them kids that be at the house, they was adopted kids. She was getting money from the government. Because I was like, she always got... But then as soon as I asked, could you babysit? All of a sudden, all the excuses, I don't do that no more. And it was like, really? Really? But then it turned out to be a blessing, because we found out later this same woman was a hoarder and house was infested with roaches. So we actually dodged a bullet.
And she had mold.
Yeah,
Can you imagine if our kids got sick and all that?
Thank you.
So it is it's a reason.
You got to really do your research, your homework before you put your kid anywhere. And that includes with family. You'll be surprised. You take your kid over to family house and you come back to your house and you wonder, wait, what the hell was that? Y'all just seen something crawl over there. Hey, them damn roaches come out of everywhere. And you be like, what the heck?
But you know what? I take certain things as a good thing, as a positive and a negative thing. Like when the door closes, another door will open.
Yeah.
And I think that when there's the door closed, you might say, damn, I don't believe this is happening to me. There is a reason why it closes. But you never know the reason. It could turn out to be something positive. Now, the thing is that we still should say to yourself, we should say and think like, why is these places so overpriced or expensive? Man. That's to me, that's a robbery.
It frustrates me, even us doing this video talking about it. But the reason we doing it, because we want to relate to a lot of people out there that's going through the same stuff. Y'all know what we talking about. How you trying to really figure out how in the hell they think I'm supposed to survive. This daycare, I cannot possibly pay this daycare and work my job. I don't make that much money. And even if I did make that much money, it's like I'll be giving it all to the daycare.
Yeah, and the new millennium is going to go through the same thing that we have because that we went through because it's always the same story. It has never changed. People go through a lot of experiences like what the heck, and they can sit with the new millennium and tell them the same story that you're going through.
Yeah, I'll tell you, when we were talking to that lady not too long ago, like I said, we weren't laughing at her. We was laughing with her, even though she probably ain't laughed much. But we were just telling her our story, and she was relating. She said, "Oh my God, what did you guys do?" Good thing we had each other. But we was like, "Yo, all these daycares that we was calling and going, it was ridiculous. The prices, it's no way possible a person could survive. It's like, come on, man, this how y'all." And like you said, that pay, I think that pay thing is ridiculous. That we're gonna base it on how much money you make. That's not fair. It's like, come on, man, it's ridiculous.
Exactly.
So hey, we can keep going on with this, but y'all know, just like the title of the video, daycare is too damn expensive. It's ridiculous. So like my wife said earlier, stay in contact with your family members, build a strong support system that you love and trust, and y'all can support and help each other out. Because when you keep paying all these daycare, you're gonna see you're gonna be struggling, stressed out, talking to yourself while you're going to work, driving to work. People think you're crazy, but what it really is, you like, yo, how the hell I'm supposed to survive? Daycare is ripping me off.
Exactly.
At least you feel that way.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, folks. Peace.